So, here's how I blew up my entire life in under 6 weeks because I thought I was bored. I'm Lexi, and I was married to a man who most women would kill for. Jake was kind, loyal, always remembered my coffee order, and never raised his voice, even when I deserved it. We had a house with a fenced backyard, a dog named Riley, and a cozy routine that felt safe, comfortable, maybe too comfortable. I was 28, scrolling through my feed, watching other women live their hot girl summer while I sat on the couch in pajama pants, watching reruns with Jake. Influencers were traveling, dancing on boats, kissing strangers under neon lights. Meanwhile, I was comparing tile samples for a bathroom remodel. That's when it started. This itch I couldn't scratch. A voice in my head whispering, "Is this it? You've got the rest of your life to be married. What if you never know what else is out there?" At first, it was harmless. I started going out more with my single friends. I wore outfits Jake would have raised an eyebrow at. Not because he was controlling, but because I usually dressed for comfort. I posted thirst traps on Instagram for fun. When Jake asked if I was okay, I told him I was just finding myself. What I really meant was I wanted to know what it felt like to be wanted again, to be chased. Not by the man who already had me, but by strangers who didn't know my bedtime or my bad days. And then came the night everything changed. My friend Maddie threw this wild yacht party. Think champagne fountains, private DJs, people filming TikToks in bikinis. I showed up in a tight green dress I hadn't worn since college. Maddie handed me a glass of rosé and said, "Tonight you forget you're married." And for some stupid reason, I did. I flirted. I danced like no one was watching, even though they definitely were. I let some guy named Trey feed me strawberries and whisper compliments that were so rehearsed they might have been copy-pasted from Google. But I ate it up. I felt hot, young, alive. Then I posted a story, just a 5-second boomerang, me sipping rosé, Trey's arm draped over my shoulder. I didn't think Jake would see it. He wasn't big on social media, but he did. I came home around 3 a.m., heels in hand, makeup smeared, heart pounding because I already knew what I was walking into. Jake was sitting on the couch, phone in hand, eyes hollow. He didn't yell. He didn't accuse me of cheating. He just asked, "Are you in love with someone else?" I said no. But I didn't say I wanted to stay either. Instead, I mumbled something like, "I need space." I think I lost who I am in this marriage. I thought he'd fight for me, say, "Let's work through it," beg me to stay. He didn't. He stood up, nodded slowly, and said, "If finding yourself means losing me, then I hope it's worth it." I moved out the next week. The first 2 weeks were exhilarating. Every night was an adventure. New clubs, spontaneous road trips, drinks paid for by men who didn't even ask my name. I had flings, fast friends, and compliments from strangers on the internet. For a while, it worked, until it didn't. The nights got louder, but I felt emptier. The champagne headaches weren't cute anymore. The guys I met all started blurring together. Same lines, same intentions, same hollow goodbye. And then I saw Jake's name in a comment. A friend had tagged him in a photo of a cozy dinner party. He was smiling, relaxed, sitting next to a woman I didn't recognize. She had soft eyes and that glow I used to have. I texted him, "Hey, I've been thinking about you." No reply. The next morning, "I miss you." Still nothing. So I called. Voicemail. I left a message. Awkward, apologetic, desperate. I told him I was stupid, that I missed our life, that I wasn't sure who I was trying to be out here. Nothing. Days passed, then a week, then 2. I finally messaged one of our mutual friends, casually asking how Jake was doing. She replied with 4 words, "He's seeing someone new." I wish I could say I was happy for him, that I was mature enough to accept it. But no. I broke down in the middle of my Uber ride home, sobbing into my clutch, while some poor driver offered me water and tissues, like I was going through a breakup I hadn't even earned. Because here's the thing nobody tells you when you chase freedom at the cost of real love. The world doesn't stop for you to realize your mistake. People move on. People heal. People start again, with or without you. And now, I'm sitting in a one-bedroom apartment with peeling paint, no headboard, and a fridge full of takeout containers I can't bring myself to eat. I scroll through old pictures of Jake and me, us decorating our first Christmas tree, us laughing at that awful pottery class, us eating burnt pancakes in bed because I tried to cook once and failed epically. I want to tell him that I finally found myself, that she's scared, that she regrets everything, that she'd trade every hot girl summer for one more quiet night on the couch with him and Riley. But he won't even text me back, and I get it, because I left a man who was all in for a world that never truly saw me. So if you're ever thinking about walking away from someone who loves you because you're chasing some fantasy version of life, ask yourself if you're ready to lose everything real for something temporary. Because once he's gone, really gone, no amount of validation from strangers can fill the space he used to occupy. I dumped my husband for a hot girl summer. Now I'm alone in the cold, and he's in love with someone else.